This is the plaintiff, Devante Collins. He says the defendant, his mother, illegally signed his name to a lease on an apartment she was living in and still owes rent. Now, he's on the hook for late fees, back rent, and cleaning fees. And he's suing his dear old mother for $5,000 because what she did isn't right, and she owes him. This is the defendant, Emerald James Reed. She says she and her son share the apartment and she's outraged he's taking her to court today. She's been his mother her whole life, and this is no way for her to be treated. Bottom line, she owes her ungrateful, stubborn son nothing but a lesson on respect, and she feels the judge is going to agree. She's accused of souring on a son.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
Welcome, ma'am.
Devante Collins,
Yes,
you are
Judge.
suing your mother, Emerald James Reed, for $5,000. You say you're actually out more than that for unpaid rent and a bedroom set and a cleaning fee. Tell me what happened.
Back in 2013, around September, close to October, I allowed my parents to come stay with me. They was going through tough times. I paid half the rent because I was back and forth in between New York and Jersey. In February, the lease was due. The plan was for them to save up
Where's the apartment?
in Jersey.
In Jersey, okay.
Yeah, the plan was for them to save up.
Wait, how long? And so it's your mother and your stepfather?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then the lease would have been up in February of 2015?
Yes, ma'am.
Were they helping with the rent?
They was paying $500, yes.
And your entire rent was $1,000?
$1,000.
So they would pay $500 and you would pay $500?
Yes, but I was no longer staying there.
Okay, so when the lease was up, what was the deal?
The deal was that when they came in November, they would stay for 3 months, and I told them before they came that I wasn't going to re-sign the lease or co-sign for them. They would save up to find their own apartment. They was going through tough times. My bedroom set that was in there, that's the only piece of furniture that I had in there. I said that they could borrow it until they had their own. They came with just themselves and their clothes. They didn't have any furniture. So the deal was that they would take the bedroom set until they had their own bedroom set, and they'll give it back. At the time, I went to go move my girlfriend.
Okay, and then what goes wrong?
February came. I've received a notice saying that it was due for me to renew the lease. We spoke with them. They said that they was leaving, that they wasn't going to sign the lease, and they had the keys and everything because I wasn't there. I haven't really had contact. I was back and forth between work. I received a letter in May that I was due for court for unpaid
Where did
rent.
you think your parents were between February and May?
We was really out of touch.
For all those months you were out of touch?
Yes.
For 4 months you are completely out? You don't know that they're living there?
We didn't talk on a normal basis. They actually told my sister that they went to a shelter. There was a lot of family issues going on.
Is your sister here?
No, my sister's not here. She's at work.
So they stay and they don't pay rent?
They was paying the rent, but they was paying it late, and I received a notice and I had to go to court because they was trying to evict me. The lease was in my name. They re-signed my name, forked my signature.
Did you sign? Did you re-sign your name?
No, I didn't.
Did you give them authority to re-sign
didn't.
your name? How did you end up renewing the lease?
My son agreed for
Yeah,
me
I
to
know
renew
that's what
the
happened. I
lease.
got to be honest with you. That doesn't
Yes.
excuse what happens next.
Right.
But I know you agreed because there's no way that you don't say, all right, it's February, they're out. I'm assuming what? What? I'm assuming I'm going to just close my eyes and assume everything works fine. What? Is there something wrong with that plan? You know,
Okay.
you would have contacted you would have known that they were out. You would have, if you're really responsible, you would go by the apartment, okay, and you would see that it was clean. Then you would talk to the landlord and you would want your security deposit. None of that happened because you knew they weren't out. You gave them permission to go on. You probably told them to go ahead and put your signature on it. Now, you're supposed to pay. What happened?
Okay. Once my son contacted me in the very beginning, he fell behind in his rent from September to November. He called me and my husband, and I have the text message stating that he didn't want to stay there no longer. He was going to give up the apartment and either put the bedroom set in storage or throw it out. It was hard for him to maintain the apartment for $1,000 and travel back and forth from Jersey to New York. The tolls, it was a lot for him. So my husband stated, let's go and help my son out.
Wait, how are you helping? Like, why are you in a position to be, like, where was your apartment? What were you doing that
Like
this
he
wasn't
said-
also helping you out?
Right. Like he said, me and my husband, we fell on hard times and I lost my
So it was going to
income.
help you out too, because you were
We were
only going to
helping
pay
each other
$500.
out.
Yeah,
Right.
okay.
So
So
the-
you move in, and then when February comes around, he is free of this obligation.
What happened-
So when you take over in February, you're supposed to pay the full $1,000.
And I did.
Okay. So you pay February. When did you first not pay it?
Okay, the first 3 months, he said, since the lease is up in 3 months, Ma, we'll pay $500 each. The first 2 months, he paid the $500, and he was okay with that. So he spoke to my mother, and my mother said, you're not living here, don't pay. So the last month, he did not
Your
pay.
mother? Okay.
Yes, my mother, his grandmother. You don't live there, so you don't have to pay. Let them pay the whole $1,000 the last month. So that was February. I ended up paying $1,000.
Okay, hold on one second. Is it when was the lease over? On January 31st or on February
The
28th?
lease was over February 28th, 2015.
Okay, did you or did you not pay the $500 for February?
I didn't pay the $500.
Okay, got it. Now, what is the first month that you did not pay?
The first month I did not pay was July 29th.
Were you
when I left.
behind in May?
I was behind.
Okay, so that's how
$100.
he gets a letter.
Right.
All right, so, but you end up paying May.
Yes.
You end up paying June.
Yes.
But you don't pay July.
No.
Is that accurate?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so then in July, you communicate with your son, you say, we just can't hack it, we got to move out of here.
Right.
All right,
I
so
actually-
you move out on what day?
July 29th, I asked him to break the lease.
Okay, yeah, but ask him to break the leases. That doesn't mean he can.
Right.
You went to see the landlord, and what did the landlord negotiate with you?
I have to pay $1,000 for July, $500 to break the lease, and pay the rent until the apartment is re-rented.
You have paid July, August, and September, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
May I see the proof that you paid those 3 months? The landlord also made you pay a cleaning fee?
$100. Yes.
May I see the proof that you paid that?
Well, she said
And
that-
what's going on with the bedroom set?
She has my bedroom set.
Why?
I have the bedroom set because I really didn't know if he had anyone to move it out when we left. And then my son became very disrespectful to me, texting me horrible messages.
I
You
read
can
the
have
text.
them.
You have other texts that I should see? Because the messages I saw were, why are you ruining my credit? Which is a very legitimate
what you
question. Yeah.
Yes, I have several messages for you if you would like to see.
I mean, you understand that you were ruining the guy's credit, costing him $1,000. That's your son.
That is
Why
my
is this
son.
happening? Why aren't you trying to help out and solve this problem? Other than texting him, I'm your mother, we shouldn't let this come between us. Well, yeah, but what are you guys? You two, come on up.
Yeah, she
Why are
could
you
talk
sitting?
to my husband.
You know what? Why are you two not coming up with something to help him with the rent for the place that you agreed you'd pay for and then didn't?
Because my son disrespected me.
Oh, come
And
on.
there's no reason to talk to your mother like that.
Oh, come on.
Okay,
we had an
could've-
agreement.
What pennies have you paid since? No, I am talking to him. What pennies have you paid since July?
Since July, when he broke the lease, we told him, listen, whatever
When
you
he
got to
broke
pay,
the- okay, yeah.
whatever you got to pay or whatever it is, that's our bill. We're gonna take care
It
of
is your bill, but what
Right.
have you done to pay it? You haven't, and that's going to ruin his credit. So
We
he
had
has
no
to pay it.
contact with him.
I'm saying,
But you don't have
yeah.
contact because you say he disrespected you. Seriously, you don't need to have contact to abide by your obligation, moral and legal, to pay. You could just send him a check.
Right, exactly. And we told we would take care of that. We
Have you?
No, we haven't because
Right. Okay. So what good does your flapping gums do him? He can't deposit your words, your thought clouds and speech clouds.
He agreed with his mother. He took a loan. Like I said, they talked. They took a loan. I said basically, if he takes the loan to break the lease, then we would repay the loan back. So we was trying to come up with agreement with him on how we could repay the loan
Yeah,
back.
and
He
in
was
the
very
meantime, while you
disrespectful.
can't come up with an agreement because
he was
she's standing on
disrespectful.
ceremony with her own son,
Nah.
you couldn't just
They
start
could
sending
not-
money?
They could not talk. We couldn't even get to that point because it became
So
disrespectful.
why didn't you get involved?
Well, I did get involved. He cursed me out. He got very erratic. He didn't want to like basically talk with us. Like he got upset and he started
How
going
long have
off.
you been stepdad?
I raised him
years.
since he was 9 months.
Okay, all right. So you're like, does he consider you dad, or
Yes.
is there a dad in the
his
picture?
dad considered me his dad.
Okay.
But he cursed his dad out too because
Right.
his dad didn't do something that he didn't like. That he liked.
All right.
So,
So
this is what
let me
happens.
ask you a question. What did you do with the bedroom set?
I have the bedroom set.
Okay.
But he can have the bedroom set.
Right, that was no issue.
can
That
have
was
the
an issue. He
bedroom
called
set.
last minute. He was being spiteful because, first of all, he basically told like in the text he said, look, I'm gonna throw this away. You know, an apartment he was getting ready to lose. He texted me, and you know, I felt, you know, I'm like, you know, he's young. He's trying to do the right thing. I'm like, you know what, we're not gonna let him lose the apartment. And in return, it
you
did
kinda,
help us.
I hear what you're saying, but it benefited you too. And everything was fine if y'all would have just found some other place to live in February. Then, as it turns out, what you did was you assume, I don't know why you would allow, is this rent controlled?
No.
No, so why wouldn't you just make them take that lease in their own name in February?
They don't have any credit.
What
Then
happened?
they don't get that apartment. So how are you helping your son by overextending yourself in a place that clearly you ended up not being able to afford and that now is costing him $1,000? You may have had good intentions, but look at what the position you've put him in now.
always have
And did
good
you curse your
intentions.
parents out?
The conversation
You
has,
shouldn't
has
curse
got
anybody out who
heated.
owes you money. Let's just start with that because it's not
The
smart.
conversation has got heated, but it's multiple attempts of trying to come to a solution. My sister has spoken to them, my grandmother has spoken to them, and it's the same thing over. They keep
It's
telling
exactly
me,
what you've ended up doing, what you claim you didn't want to do. He's young, we don't want to set him back. His own parents ended up setting him back. Have you all had a good relationship in the past in your life, or has this been tumultuous before?
We've always had a good relationship. I was always close to her, but she's ruined relationships with everybody else that I was the last resort to try. I tried, and this is what happens.
I ruined relationships because I lost my city job years ago. And when that happened, I lost my income. So I could not provide for my children.
Well, she
but
works
I
for the
did
city
the best
now.
that I could. And they know this. I have 4 children. He's my second to oldest child. This boy I have never said no to, ever. That's my problem. When he approached me to help him, I didn't want no part of it really because I said no.
You should have stayed out.
I was gonna stay out of it.
And no one dies because they have to break a lease, you know?
My
I mean, people,
husband
that's
felt
part of growing
obligated.
up, you know?
He felt obligated. We were staying with other relatives. So my other relatives said, no, don't go. Because when my son initially went, he knew we really didn't have a place at that time, but we was getting on our
Where
feet.
everything went wrong is when you re-upped and then you didn't re-up in your own name. If you can't re-up there in your own name, then you know why? Because someone's predicting that exactly what happened is going to happen. that
Yeah,
you're
that's
gonna
why
run out
I
of funds.
predicted it before I came.
Well, then
and I shouldn't have went.
don't take a lease in your son's name. You may have had all the good intentions, but look at
Always.
what happened. Look at what happened.
Yes.
You know?
And then my mother doesn't make it any better because she just.
She tells her how it is.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't tell
Your
him.
mother what?
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. Would you ever sue your mother if she stiffed you on a loan, just disrespected you?
No.
You would never sue her?
No. She birthed me. I can't sue her.
Okay, but then she could take advantage of you if you would never sue her.
But she wouldn't.
But what if she would?
No, my mom wouldn't do that.
Would you?
Absolutely not.
What if it was for $1,000?
I would just
$10,000?
give it to her.
100,000?
Give it to her.
I think I would.
All of your money?
She can have it.
Wow. God, I thought I was going to win that one. Going inside the courtroom.
My mother doesn't make it any better. Sometimes my mother, she doesn't say, well, give them a chance to pay. We'll see if they're going to pay or.
She doesn't have to make it better.
know.
You have to make it better.
I guess so.
It's your own kid. All right, listen to
Yeah.
me. What you are entitled to is number one, we're going to make arrangements when you walk out for you to pick up the bedroom set. Okay, with
I
Officer
actually don't
Mackin.
want the bedroom set anymore.
Then
It's been-
don't have it. But you can pick it. I'm not going to award you $1,700 for it. You can pick up the used bedroom set, which that's what you're suing for. Is you want it back. She doesn't have they don't have a right to keep it. You're right. Get it back. If you don't want to pick it up, that's up to you. But you don't get to cash it out because of that. All right. As for the cleaning fee, did you show me proof of the cleaning fee?
I don't have any. No, I don't have any proof.
Do you know that there's a $100 cleaning fee?
Between 90 and 100.
Okay, so
he
you do
told
know that
me.
there's a cleaning fee, so that's not really in dispute. All right, so then there's $3,100 that he is out as a result of this lease fiasco. I am going to award the plaintiff what I believe he is out, which is at $3,100. Guys, this is really sad.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you're legally correct. I don't blame you for coming in here. I don't know if they blame you, but you still only have. This is it. These are the people who raised you. This is all you got. And at some point,
All I have is my grandmother and my 2 kids.
no, that's not true.
That's it.
That's not true. That's not true. And you have 2 kids?
I got 2 kids. Yes.
If you have 2 kids, were they grandparents to your 2 kids?
They haven't met my second son, and they barely know my first son.
He has another one on the way, too. My son is just. all
And
over
we
the place.
and we
And
account
and I
for
also
them,
work for the
except for the one
city, and I
that's
also
Take
given.
have a
care
degree.
of what do you
do?
mean? No, wait. What were you just saying?
We take care of his
No, they
our
don't.
grandchildren.
No, they don't.
You know, we spend
meaning
time with them. We have them
financially or
with
spend time with them?
financially and time with them too.
He just doesn't know it?
My
No, he
grandson
knows
does,
it.
my
He's-
grandson doesn't even know his grandmother.
Dante
makes-
doesn't know.
Wait a minute. He makes the relationship so complicated with the children's mother that it was so complicated for me to be involved. Like, they're always arguing.
No,
They're
he gets
always
mad at
on the
you.
internet. He gets mad at me and say I'm not loyal to him if I talk to the children's mother. What do I do? You
I don't know.
What do I do?
I don't know.
I don't know neither.
Right? Good luck.
Yes.
Good luck.
Yes.
It would be very sad to see the grandkid not have.
And I will
an
see my
extra set.
grandkids.
Yeah.
I will.
It's been said before.
Good luck, folks. Good luck. Good
Okay,
luck.
thank you.
It's always very sad to see a case in this courtroom with family of any kind, much less a son and a mother.
Yes, it is. Because I've been a great mother to my children, I believe. I've never told them no. That's a problem.
Is this family reparable? I mean, you want it to be fixed?
I mean, it's reparable. That's you know, like I said, I raised him since he was 9 months. You know, we want the best for him. You know, what I mean, he's doing the right thing, and you know what I'm saying. We just want to, try to, keep the relationship, how it was.
How hard are you willing to fight to fix this thing?
I mean, look, that's her
That's my
son.
son.
That's the oldest son.
That's
so,
my son.
You
my
love him,
first
right?
son. Yes, I love my son.
He knows that.
Yes, he knows that. But yes, he knows that. He should know that.
All right. All right. Head right around the corner with Officer McIntosh, right this way. All right, so come on in there. There they go, Good. There they go. That's your mom right there.
Yeah, that's my mother, but I have to deal with her from a distance. I can't. She's done this multiple times to multiple family members, and although money is the issue here, it's more about principle.
You sure you're not cutting off your nose to spite your face? Okay.
No,
So maybe you win, but are you going to lose in the long run?
It's nothing that I'm really losing. I've been taking care of myself since I was 17
Don't you
years
want
old.
them as grandparents to your kids?
They had 6 years to do that. They haven't done it yet.
Are you willing to open the door for them?
No.
Sure.
Positive.
All right. Harvey?
I gotta say, Kurt, this one feels like an impossible situation. Hopefully they can work this out in some fashion just for the sake of the grandchildren. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.